going to share or demonstrate how our consciousness function and the dimensions that we tend to use to view each life circumstances. Okay, so let's say, okay, we have okay, we say we have 3 dimensions. Okay, I'm going to write it here. Yes, 3 dimensions of seeing life, right? Of seeing life circumstances. And two of these dimensions are found, I'm too far, okay. Let's say here, 2 of dimensions are found in duality, right? Duality is where ego, okay, they're found in duality, and duality is where ego reigns. So ego is the result of duality, okay? The yin and yang energy, the good and bad, the right and wrong, and that's basically, because when you feel right, you act in a certain way. When you feel wrong, you act in a certain way, and that is the ego state of mind, because there's conditions that actually influences a person to act in a certain way under certain situation, depending on the lenses they are using. So if a person is using a lens of being superior, then they will act in a certain way. If a person is using a lens of being inferior, they will act in a certain way. Okay, so this is duality, and that's what duality creates, an ego. Okay, and this person, we often move from these 2 states of seeing. Okay, we're using this lens when we are encountering life, when we're approaching a certain life situation, when we are viewing things, when we're approaching life, when we're relating to situation, we use these states, okay, in most cases. Okay, then there's a 3rd dimension, which is the sense of self as a whole. Okay, this dimension comes as a result of a person being awakened to the duality. Okay, so the person is being awakened to the duality states, which is these 2 opposite polarities of seeing, okay, of being and of experiencing life, which is dark and light, yin and yang, good and bad. Okay, so when a person is being awakened to this state of mind, that's what we call self-realized state of mind. When a person is being awakened, that's like now a person is reconnecting to their true self, sense of self, which unifies all this energy, which embodies all of them, which embraces all of them. Okay, so this 3rd dimension comes as a result of a person being awakened to its own ego. Okay, so when a person is being awakened to their own ego, we're talking about an individual who's able to tell the different state of mind that are active within themselves, that they can tell now, now they are feeling this, now they are seeing this, because they are coming from this state. People who can read their own energy, okay, if we may say, because you need to be able to see things as they are in order for you to get to that state, to awaken the 3rd state. Some people, they call the 3rd eye. Okay, siyabonga, sabuela stenkosi. So the 3rd dimension comes with oneness. Let's put it here, oneness. It comes with a sense of wholeness into a person's mind, person's way of seeing, feeling, and experiencing life. It comes with a sense of being integrated to life as a whole. It comes with a sense of being solidified now to all these different states and lenses of seeing. They are able, they are flexible. They are also able to adjust. They can be found in an ego, and they can also be found in this state. Like they can go back and forward. They are not in a position where there is a gap now, like everything has come together, everything is working together for the sense of oneness, which is self. Okay, sense of essence, like self as a whole. So this is basically now what happens when a person is awakened. Otherwise, those who have not yet awakened, they tend to see things through black and white, and that is normal and natural within a human consciousness evolution. Okay, so that state of seeing black and white, those people, there's nothing right or wrong about them, just like those people who have been awakened to their own reality, who have reached that state of self-actualized state of mind. It's a dimension that comes with time and processes. It's an encounter that a soul gets when they've reached that point where they've alchemize the energy. It's not even them, it's the human consciousness evolution taking place, and we just embody that energy based on those laws that are active in us. Okay, if one person, laws that are active in them are laws that comes from an ego, then that person surely should reflect, okay, should reflect an ego ways of conduct. They should actually show up in those energies. They should be carrying that kind of vibration in them. You should just tell, okay, they are actually coming, they see things from black and white, and they are seeing things right and wrong, and that's how they see things. There's a gap. Okay, and then those people who are coming from those laws that actually create the dimension of the third dimension, you should actually be able to tell the difference. Okay, these one come from this dimension based on their way they conduct themselves, they reason, they see, they relate to life, how they see, that will tell you these people are bearing these fruits because the laws that are active in them are stemming from this dimension. Okay, so you can tell. And basically that's what happens with evolution, human conscious evolution. We get to see now, we get to see where we come from and the reason behind them. We are able to be in each state. We are neither for nor against anything, especially when we are in that dimension, the third dimension. We are not at war with ourselves, okay? We are not at war with what we see within us. We're not at war with life as a whole. We now use the third dimension to detect, okay? To detect on how we conduct ourselves. It's no longer the ego that is active alone. In fact, in this third dimension, the ego is working together. Okay, is working together with the third dimension. They are in harmony. Okay, they're in a harmonious relationship. They are working together for the highest good of all. Hence, there isn't that sense of separation. So things are seen as they are. Life is received as it is, acknowledged, accepted as it is, embraced as it is. Everything is adding a value. Everything is it has a role and a part to play within the whole spectrum of existence, within the sense of self. So everything is honored, everything is actually deserving to be as it is, because now we don't see things divided or from that separate state of being. We see things from a state of interconnectedness, a state of connection, a state of being one with all that is. Do you understand? And that's what brings us to the state where we are able to feel oneness, to be in harmony. Hence, people who have reached that self-actualized, they tend to be more mellow. Okay, they tend to be more mellow because the ego state of mind has been harmonized, has the energy of vibration within ego has been alchemized, and through alchemization it actually created sense of oneness instead of division. Hence now a person actually reflects that energy of harmony and presence and connectivity and clarity and mellow. They are mellow and not like, or they cannot fight a thing or something. There is a certain energy of understanding that renders them to be in this position of openness towards life as it is. Okay, because there's understanding. So they're not like acting to appear. No, they know. They acting from a place of knowing, of understanding, of having knowledge. Okay, they're not pretentious. They're not pretending to embody this. They are aware. They understand how things come to be, and they act accordingly. Do you understand? Through the knowledge. Through the knowledge again. So that's what we wanted to say. Love and light.